It was a summer evening. Savannah Williams was driving home to her upscale neighborhood after a long day at the state prosecutor's office, the pinnacle of her hard-fought legal career. The demanding workload, intricate cases, and back-to-back meetings had left her physically and mentally exhausted. Yet, the fulfillment of her achievements made the exhaustion worthwhile. Savannah often reflected on her fight against societal prejudices, viewing every new day as a challenge to overcome. She was behind the wheel of a sleek black luxury sports car, its glossy surface gleaming under the fading daylight. This car was more than just a vehicle for Savannah. It symbolized her victory. Years of hard work, perseverance, and resilience had earned her this car. To her, it was proof that societal barriers could be broken and that courage paved the way to success. As she sat at the wheel, she paused for a deep breath. The trees along the highway swayed gently in the breeze, while the setting sun cast a golden glow over the horizon. Savannah's thoughts drifted to her childhood. Back then, luxury cars like hers were a rare sight in her neighborhood. As a young girl, she had dared to dream big, promising herself that she would fight for justice and change people's lives. The point she had reached in her career was a testament to her determination and grit. The soft tones of jazz music played from the car radio, soothing her after a long day. Yet, Savannah knew deep down that her work was never truly done. She wasn't just a prosecutor. She was also a catalyst for change in her community. As she drove along the quiet highway outside the city, a faint smile graced her lips. The evening ahead would be a chance for her to relax and recharge. But life often presents unforeseen challenges, and Savannah was about to face one head-on. On the tranquil highway outside the city, Savannah continued her journey. The summer night air carried a sweet, humid coolness, and the streetlights cast soft golden reflections on the asphalt. Suddenly, flashing blue and red lights illuminated her car's interior like a disco. Savannah glanced in the rearview mirror and saw a police cruiser approaching fast. The wailing sirens broke the silence of the road. Her mind raced. Instinctively, she assumed it was a routine traffic stop, but her experience with countless stories from her career taught her to stay cautious in such situations. Taking a deep breath, she gripped the steering wheel and slowly pulled over to the shoulder. Turning off the engine, she kept her eyes on the approaching officers in the rearview mirror. The first officer to step out was middle-aged, with a stern demeanor and sharp features. His uniform was meticulously buttoned, and the radio on his belt swayed slightly as he walked. The second officer, younger and visibly more nervous, followed him closely. Both men approached Savannah's car with a determined stride, striving to appear professional. "Good evening, ma'am," said the older officer, his tone formal and serious. "May I see your license and registration?" Savannah reached into her bag. Her movements were calm and deliberate, designed to convey that everything was under control. She retrieved her documents and handed them over with a polite smile. "Of course, officer," she replied, her voice free of fear or anger, just composed professionalism. While the senior officer examined her paperwork, the younger officer began circling the vehicle, scrutinizing every detail. It felt as if he was searching for something to fault. Though Savannah felt uneasy under his watchful eyes, she maintained her calm, observing him through the rearview mirror. "Is this vehicle yours?" asked the senior officer, his tone carrying a subtle hint of suspicion. Savannah easily caught the implication in his question. "Yes, officer," she replied succinctly, her focus unwavering. She was in no rush to defend herself, choosing to approach the situation with measured patience. After inspecting the license plate, the younger officer, emboldened, asked with an unmistakable sneer, "Care to explain how you could afford a car like this?" His tone was no longer subtly insinuating. It was overtly prejudiced. Savannah took a deep breath, suppressing the frustration brewing inside her. She had no intention of disclosing her profession. Instead, she calmly replied, "The vehicle's registration documents are in the glove compartment, officer. Feel free to inspect them." Her composed demeanor seemed to increase the pressure on the officers. As the younger officer moved toward the glove compartment to verify the registration, the senior officer kept his eyes fixed on Savannah, studying her intently. She returned his gaze, maintaining her usual poised and authoritative expression. She decided to continue observing and allow the moment to unfold, knowing this wasn't just a test for her. It was also a test of their integrity. Moments later, one of the officers asked for her ID. Savannah calmly reached into her bag and handed over her ID card. The words, "Savannah Williams, State Prosecutor," on the ID made the officers' faces turn pale with shock. "Oh, we apologize, Madam Prosecutor," the senior officer stammered, his rigid demeanor replaced with a nervous smile. "This was just a routine stop. We were simply checking the vehicle's documents. Please don't take it the wrong way." Savannah looked at them intently, her voice calm yet piercing. "Really? Whispering baseless accusations is part of a routine stop now?" The officers fumbled for explanations, but Savannah was no longer listening. "I've given you my identification. I'll ensure that all necessary legal actions are taken from here." "Wait here," she said, pulling out her phone to make a call. Shortly after, a senior official from the local police department arrived on the scene. Dressed in a sharp navy blue suit, he stepped out of his vehicle and approached Savannah with a respectful demeanor. "Madam Prosecutor, are you all right?" he asked, his tone a mix of concern and deference. Savannah nodded and briefly recounted the incident. "These two officers stopped my car and made baseless accusations until they saw my ID. Their behavior was unprofessional and discriminatory. This cannot be tolerated." The official listened carefully, then turned to the officers with a stern expression. "This matter will be thoroughly investigated. Such conduct tarnishes the reputation of our department and will not be overlooked." The officers, now visibly nervous, muttered weak justifications, but neither Savannah nor the official were convinced. "You will both be placed on immediate leave, and a disciplinary investigation will follow," the official declared firmly. "This behavior is entirely unacceptable." As Savannah returned to her car, she thanked the official, but deep down she felt unsettled. This wasn't just about her personal experience. It was a reflection of a broader systemic problem. The next day, Savannah's office released a public statement about the incident, noting that the officers had been suspended pending an investigation. Savannah resolved to pursue the case, not just for herself, but for everyone who faced similar prejudices. For her, justice wasn't confined to courtrooms. It was a principle that should be upheld in every corner of society. This incident, while a reminder of the challenges Savannah faced, only strengthened her resolve and commitment to the values she had spent her life defending. Each battle like this made her principles and her pursuit of justice even stronger. If you liked this story and want to hear more exciting stories like this, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We will continue to bring you more exciting adventures with each new story. If you liked our video, feel free to share your thoughts by commenting. Also, don't forget to turn on notifications if you want to see more, so you never miss a new story.